It's time for the Ruffin Wrestling Show. Here's your host, Michael Ruffin.
You're soft, you're sloppy. They calling me Poppy.
How's it going? And welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Show. My name is Michael Ruffin, and I am your host here to talk about Extreme Rules. Now, I know it's been a little while since I've been around. I haven't been doing the show regularly. I've just been insanely busy. I've just been crazy busy. I'm actually getting ready to move. I've been working a ton. And from what I can tell, I haven't really missed much. From everything I can tell, I really haven't missed too much. So we have a few things we can talk about. We've had a few debuts. We now have Dana Brooke on the main roster, who is someone that I really didn't care for in NXT. I don't know how I'm going to feel about her on the main roster. I guess she's okay, but the thing is it was great having her with Emma because Emma is great, and you've got Emma to kind of carry them along. And now, sadly, Emma had back surgery. I believe it was this morning to repair a injury to her back. Wishing a speedy recovery, of course, to Emma. But now you leave Dana Brooke just kind of out there to fend on her own. So I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know what's going to happen there. So we will just, I guess, have to see. But let's go ahead and just talk about Extreme Rules. So we're going to go ahead and just dive on in. I'm going to do this as I always do on my preview shows. I'm looking at a copy of the card on, I believe it's Wikipedia. So this may not be in any type of order. I obviously know that the main event will be last, so I am going to talk about that last. But other than that, this may not be exactly the match order that they will be on the show, as, of course, that's not decided. I pretty much think it's decided in real time. So we will see what order they put things in. But let's go ahead and jump on in. One that we do know is going to be on the pre-show is Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin in a no DQ match. I expect this match to be fun. Definitely a pre-show stealer. I hate to see talent like Dolph Ziggler get kind of wasted on the pre-show or the kickoff, however you want to say it. So for me, I think this is I just think this is kind of a weird match to put on the pre-show. You've got other matches that you could put on there, but when you really look at the rest of the matches, we have 8 matches total as of right now on Extreme Rules. So we have that when you look at it in the scope of that, Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler actually is about the only thing that could go on the pre-show. So let's go ahead and talk about this one. I definitely think this will be a fun match. It will definitely be inventive. It will not lack any type of story or entertainment value. Dolph always brings a great match, and he's been bringing out some great stuff in Baron Corbin. I definitely think this will be the start of the Baron Corbin destroys everyone run that he's probably going to go on, very similar to like they did with Rusev when Rusev first debuted. So I don't expect this to be a very long match, probably no more than about 7 to 10 minutes. There'll definitely be some pretty dirty stuff in there. There'll probably be some low blows, probably some maybe some weapons. There'll definitely be some out of the ring brawling. They'll probably go into the crowd for a little while. We'll probably see like an End of Days or maybe a Deep Six or a Famous or something out on the floor. We'll see something that's going to make this a reason why it's a no DQ match. But I definitely think Baron Corbin will walk out the winner here. I don't think we'll see anything like we did at Payback with Dolph winning with a roll-up. So I don't think we'll see anything like that. I think we will get a definitive win for Baron Corbin here, and I think it will be at least It will not be a squash, but it will be a very strong and dominating match for Baron Corbin, because really, Dolph could use the win, but he doesn't need it. He's not in a stage where a loss will make him look weak, and he's also not in a stage where a win will push him somewhere. So Dolph is obviously not in a title picture of any type right now. Hopefully soon. I always like it when Dolph's chasing a belt because it just makes things more entertaining. But they're obviously going to try and do something with Baron Corbin. So I think this will be the start of kind of the reign of Baron Corbin as the kind of smash and bash, and quick squash, kind of like they did with him in NXT, when he first came back as Baron Corbin. So we'll kind of see where they go from there. We have the New Day versus the Vaudevillains. I think this will be an interesting match. I don't see the tag championships changing hands just yet. I think at the earliest that will probably be at SummerSlam, back after Enzo Amore is back from his concussion. So I don't think this will happen with the Vaudevillains. I like the Vaudevillains. I don't think the Vaudevillains are working on the main roster. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Some people think the same thing I do, but I guess we'll have to kind of see where we're going to go with this. I think it'll definitely be a good match. Hopefully we won't have anything like we did at Payback and have any mistakes happen and everybody can stay healthy. But I think it'll be a good match. But New Day, I think, will definitely retain here because, again, I just don't see the Vaudevillains being tag champions, at least yet. Maybe if they can find a way to get this gimmick to work on the main roster, maybe we can talk about it later on. But right now, I think New Day retains and keeps them for a little while longer, possibly until Enzo and Cass, or Enzo is back and gets back together with Cass. I know they've been tasked with New Day, but you can obviously always do something here, and have some type of fallout without turning somebody heel and face. You can have something happen once Enzo is back and healthy that'll put a chance for Enzo and Cass to finally get that match against New Day that I think we were all kind of hoping for this Sunday. But unfortunately, with Enzo getting hurt at Payback, we got the Vaudevillains instead. So I think New Day still walks out with the tag championships. We have Charlotte versus Natalya in a submission match for the women's championship. If right now the stipulation is Ric Flair is banned from ringside, and if he makes an appearance, it will cost Charlotte her title. I think that is an interesting stipulation, and I think it's going to play into the finish. Now, do I think that will stick? Probably not. That's going to come into play, I think, with the whole Stephanie and Shane running Raw, because it's going to be a great match. They both have submission finishers, Charlotte the figure eight and Natalya with the sharpshooter. So we're going to get a good match. It's going to be a quality match from these ladies. And after Payback and the Chicago Screwjob, as well, I guess we're going to call it, because we can't be not reminded of Montreal, especially anytime Bret Hart is at the ring. So I don't know how this one finishes, but I think Flair getting involved has something to do with it, because I think it's going to be very soon coming, because they've been kind of sparingly using him off of television. Now, when it comes to Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-views, Rick's always there. But when it comes to these house shows, Charlotte's been working without Rick, so from time to time. And I think they're trying to see what it looks like for Charlotte to not have her dad at ringside. So I think we will definitely get something here. Rick is going to come out and try and help his daughter, and he's going to end up costing her the match. And it's going to give Natalya the championship, if only for the night. And it's going to send Charlotte to a whole new level of heel. She's going to be even better heel, because now she's got her dad and she can say nasty stuff about her dad. She can maybe slap him. She can, really just treat him like dirt. And the fans, no matter how dirty Rick has been playing right now, I mean, he's the dirtiest player in the game. And no matter how dirty Rick's been playing here recently, if Charlotte slaps her dad, calls him names, and, kind of degrades him, the fans will sympathize with Rick. And they will boo Charlotte even more. And it will make Charlotte to be an even better heel. And like I said, even if it's for a night, that title off of Charlotte, maybe they put it back on her on Raw. And maybe they let Natalya have it for a while. I'm not against the Natalya Women's Championship reign, even if it's short-lived. Because I definitely think Sasha Banks is next in line. Now, would I rather see Charlotte versus Sasha? Sure. But what also would possibly be exciting is Charlotte, Natalya, Sasha triple threat. I think that would be great too. I think Becky's out of the title picture for a little while. Maybe she comes back into it. Who knows? But I think she's out for a little while because I don't think Becky's ready. I love Becky Lynch. Becky's my girl. That's my boo. But I think Becky needs a little more time before she is what I would call championship ready. So how I see this going down is it's involved and it costs Charlotte the match. And that's how I believe Natalya will walk out of Extreme Rules, the women's championship, albeit maybe even for the night. Or maybe not. But I think that's how Charlotte loses her title. It makes Charlotte look. It doesn't make her a losing champion. She never got pinned. She never maybe gets submitted. Maybe that's how we do it. We'll have to see. So we'll have to see what happens there. Moving on. Next we have Kalisto versus Rusev, who is the replacement for Ryback. As in, I believe Ryback will probably soon be released after all of his drama backstage with Vince. Apparently, in multiple reports, everybody saying he was asking for more money. Everybody was saying he was pissed off because he's always on the pre-show, and all this stuff. Maybe, and then of course he came out and said that it wasn't about money. It was about the WWE paying for his travel and paying for his hotels and his accommodations and all this stuff, and equal pay in the mid card and all this stuff. It's a huge hubbubaloo, and it's going to end up, I believe, getting him released because his contract is up sometime, I believe, this summer. And from what I can understand, he's been sent home. Now, I've watched Raw here and there. Mostly I've watched the 90-minute versions on Hulu. So maybe I've missed some stuff with Ryback. I haven't seen him, so if I'm wrong, I apologize. You can explode on me in the comments. That's fine. But I don't think most of us will miss Ryback. So, but as a replacement, we now have Rusev, who won his number one contendership for the United States Championship in the U.S. Championship Contender Battle Royal. I don't think this will be much of a match. I think it's Kalisto's time is up as U.S. Champion. I think Rusev will be a good placeholder until 8 days from now when John Cena returns to Raw and John Cena wins the U.S. Championship and brings back the John Cena United States Championship Open Challenge. Because I believe everyone universally loved the John Cena Open Challenge, and I believe we want to see it back. So I think if John Cena comes back on Memorial Day and beats Rusev, then for the championship, I think a lot of people would be happy. So I think Rusev walking out of Extreme Rules United States Championship is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. So we'll have to see on that one. But I think that's how that goes. I think Rusev wins this decisively. I don't think Kalisto is really going to have much of a fight here. It's just two different guys. Now, and I said the same thing about him and Ryback. I said that him and Ryback wouldn't have a good match because Ryback's the big power guy and Kalisto's the luchador. So I thought this match wouldn't work, and shockingly enough, 2 times they actually highly entertained me. So maybe Kalisto and Rusev will actually do some stuff. Now, I know they are doing a work injury right now with Kalisto. He's off SmackDown this week by saying that he was injured by Rusev, but that he will be cleared to go for Extreme Rules. So I think that's just the beginning of it. I think Rusev ends up walking out the United States Championship or champion here at Extreme Rules, and really that's all there is to say about that. We have Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in an Asylum match, which I think a lot of people were confused about because we've never heard of it. We don't know what an Asylum match is. And WWE has gracefully come out and said what an Asylum match is. It is a cage match where items normally found under the ring will either be hanging above the ring or placed on top of the cage. Things like kendo sticks, chairs, maybe trash cans, whatever. Maybe Barbie or Chainsaw Charlie. I'm sure the Straight Jacket will be here as part of this, as they've been hanging it above the ring for the couple of weeks on Raw. But the stipulation here with the Asylum match is everything is hanging above the ring or placed on top, and the only way to win is a pinfall or a submission. We don't have the exiting the cage. You can't climb out and you can't go through the door. So you are actually locked in, much like a Hell in the Cell match without a top. So it's kind of like a variant of a Hell in the Cell in that it will be a normal cage. So anything that would be under the ring has to be on top of the cage or hanging above the ring because you won't be able to get to it. And you can't get out of the door and you can't climb out. So that's how an Asylum match works. Now, who wins this match? I don't know. And quite frankly, I want to care, but I just don't. I love heel Chris Jericho. I don't want to see Jericho go away anytime soon, but it is summer. It is almost time for him to probably go out with Fozzy. I have not looked on Fozzy's website to see if they have any tour dates. If Jericho has any obligations musically outside of WWE coming up, I don't know. So I don't know if this is maybe Jericho's end of Jericho's run. What's going on? I don't know. So I don't know how this one goes. I think Dean Ambrose picks up the win here. I think Dean is definitely in need of the win. He got his first pay-per-view win in quite a while back at Payback. So I'm hoping that this is how we get another win for Dean Ambrose, and we get a great match. Dean Ambrose, with any time that there's a hardcore or street fight or Extreme Rules or whatever, is always when Dean Ambrose shines. He comes from that background, so anytime he can use any type of weapon, it's great. It's great, and everyone loves it. Jericho also has his history with the hardcore and the Extreme Rules stipulations, so I'm hoping for a good match here. Match of the night, probably not, but we'll have to see. Match of the night, I think, is going to go to the next match we're talking about, which is the Fatal 4-Way match for the Intercontinental Championship with The Miz, who is the champion, versus Kevin Owens versus Cesaro versus Sami Zayn. I think this will be a great, great match in that Cesaro and Miz will entertain each other, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will entertain each other. #fight forever. And I think we will get a lot of the Miz and Cesaro will take care of each other. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will take care of each other. So we really have almost these two singles matches happening, and then from time to time they'll converge, and we'll see some cool stuff. I think we'll see a cool spot with maybe a Cesaro swing here. He's been teasing that he can do it with two people, so maybe we'll see that. Maybe with Miz and Sami Zayn, we'll see our first duel or our first double Cesaro swing. He's strong enough to do it. I've seen the guy. The guy has picked up Big Show, carried him halfway across the ring, and dumped him over the top rope. So he is strong enough to do a dual swing. He may not be able to get it around 3 or 4, maybe 5 times, but it's going to be enough to get the wow factor and the memory that we've seen him do a double Cesaro swing. So we'll have to see what happens there. As for a winner of this match, I think this goes to Cesaro. I'm going to say Cesaro walks out your Intercontinental Champion, because I feel that Miz was not intended to be the long-term champion here. He was not intended to be he's intended to be, the placeholder. Zack Ryder got his WrestleMania moment, and it became very clear that that's exactly what that was. It was a WrestleMania moment. He lost the title the next night on Raw, and Miz has had it ever since. Now, was I upset about that? Of course. I wanted to see Zack Ryder be the Intercontinental Champion for a while. I love Zack Ryder. I was so happy for Zack Ryder. And I was actually really hoping they would do something with his dad. That they would maybe bring in his dad as the kind of equalizer against Miz and Maurice. Yeah, I know it's his dad versus Maurice, but, whatever. You can do something there. And I was really hoping that's where they were going to go with it, but obviously not. But I can't say that I'm upset about where they went with it. I love the Fatal 4-Way idea. I love all 4 guys in this match, including The Miz. Talk shit all you want about The Miz. The guy's paid his dues, and he's a great company guy. He does the job when he has to. He goes on streaks of losing like crazy. He was a jobber essentially for a while, and then he survived. Of course, he survived Miz and Mizdow, but the guy's always come out and done the best that he could with what he had. So I like The Miz, personally. I know a lot of people don't, but I love him. I like the guy. So for me, I'm happy. I'm happy to see the 4 guys that we've got in this match. Now, I think this will lead to Cesaro winning the championship, and I don't think Miz will probably be part of the decision. Miz hasn't done anything to deserve to get pinned or submitted in this match. So I think, and from what I've read, of course, this is all stuff you read on rumor reports and dirt sheets and whatever, is that Miz is in very good graces with Vince and Stephanie and Triple H and all the hells. So they want Miz to have a positive run this year. So I don't think Miz will be part of this decision. If I have to say who's going to be the sacrificial lamb, probably Sami Zayn. Because Kevin Owens apparently also is in the very good graces, as is Cesaro, and I'm sure Sami Zayn is too. But when you look at the 4, you've got to pick somebody that's in last. Maybe they're only in last by a step or 2, and that is the case here with Sami Zayn. If he's behind these 3 guys, it's only by a step or 2. So it's not by much. It's not like he's getting his ass kicked. So I don't think we'd see Kevin Owens lose, because Kevin's going to go on to bigger and better things. Kevin will be in his first real feud for the big belt, probably by the end of the year. And I think maybe even after AJ Styles. I think once we're done with AJ and Roman, which we're going to talk about here in a second, I think once we're done with that, it's going to be Kevin Owens' turn. And that's going to be great TV too. So I think Cesaro walks out the Intercontinental Champion here. Possibly after a pop-up powerbomb, he comes in, grabs Kevin Owens' neutralizer, and steals the pin away from Kevin Owens. And maybe that'll lead to a little placeholder where Kevin Owens still gets to feud with Cesaro for the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe that'll happen. But I don't think Kevin Owens is going to be chasing the white belt for a while. I think he's got a bigger, better prize on the horizon, and I don't think they're going to make him wait long before he starts getting a chance to get it. So let's move on next to the Usos versus the Club, which I absolutely despise. I hate that name. It's dumb. It is the stupidest slap in the face, idiotic, just dumbassery writing I've ever heard. It's the laziest crap I've ever seen them do. Yeah, we all want the Bullet Club. We want the Balor Club. We want these things to happen. All us marks went on Pro Wrestling Tees and bought a Bullet Club shirt the second we heard AJ Styles got signed. And the second we heard Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows got signed. We went and bought our Bullet Club shirts. Or the second they released that Balor Club shirt in NXT, we bought that one. I fell for that one. I own a Balor Club shirt and I wear it proud. And but I think it is just a slap in the face, lazy dumbassery writing on WWE Creative side to just call these guys the fucking club. I think that is dumb. That is the stupidest thing. And this will be the only thing I really negatively rant about on this, is I hate that name. And it's just stupid. It's dumb. We can't call them Bullet Club because obviously they didn't get the trademark, as Adam Cole is the new member of the Bullet Club at the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So the Bullet Club name is off the table. Stop chanting it. Stop making signs. It ain't happening. Vince is not writing a check big enough for New Japan to release the rights to the name of the Bullet Club. Now, that leaves Balor Club. Balor Club could still happen. But if you listen to my Payback show, I said something that I'm sticking to this day, and that is I am no longer looking for Finn Balor. I have stopped expecting Finn Balor to show up anytime soon. When he shows up, the lights go out, we hit do 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 do, and we get that Finn Balor music finally. Whether he comes out in the demon or he comes out in the leather jacket, I don't give a crap. Whatever he does, I don't care. When Finn Balor comes out, trust me, wherever I'm watching, I'm going to be doing backflips. I will be marking out like a nut because it'll be finally happening. Finn Balor is on the main roster. It's coming. It's coming. But I'm not going to be sitting here every Monday night when the final segment on Raw is the club. Ugh, I hate that. I really hate it. Versus the Bloodline, which I hate too, but I hate it less than I hate the club. And of course we're all sitting here on Raw going, oh, maybe tonight's the night. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is it. Finn Balor. Oh, no credits. Never mind. I was just kidding. Or at a pay-per-view. Main event. They've still got 10 minutes. Uh-oh. Something's going to happen. Finn Balor. Oh, credits. Oh, well. Okay, well, alright. You know, that sucks. But I've stopped watching for Finn Balor. And I urge anybody listening to this who's a wrestling fan to do the same. Sit back, enjoy, and stop expecting it. Stop expecting it to happen. The sooner you do that, the happier you'll be. I promise. I've stopped reading online. When's Finn Balor coming? You know, or, I've heard rumor Finn Balor's backstage at Raw. Probably. He probably is. How long were Gallows and Anderson backstage at Raw before they finally showed up? Like 2 months? A month? They were there for a while. Like 4 to 6 weeks. Every week. Oh, Gallows and Anderson are backstage. Gallows and Anderson are backstage. It's going to be tonight. It's going to happen. Never happened. You know, every time they go to London. Oh, Finn Balor's backstage in London. Okay, cool. Awesome. Nothing. You know, and so, I don't know. We have a takeover coming up in a couple of weeks. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's finally going to be Finn Balor's, au revoir to NXT. Who knows? Who knows? But I hate the name of the club. I could get back on that again, but I hate it. So I don't care about this match. It's a Texas Tornado tag team match, which I really don't understand. Like, tornado tag. It's everybody's in the ring at one time, right? It's essentially a fatal 4-way, but you have a partner who won't pin you. That's essentially how it works, right? I'm not really sure. If somebody wants to put the instructions of a Texas Tornado match here in the comments, please feel free. From what I can understand, it's a fatal 4-way, but you have a partner who won't pin you. So, and I believe is it elimination? So I don't know. So so we'll have to see what happens there. As for a winner, probably the Usos. Probably the Usos, if I had to say anything, and that's just because WWE has been just ruining everything that is good about Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So I'll say the Usos on that one. Main event time: Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles in an Extreme Rules match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Hopefully this will be the last time we see this match. They put on a great match at Payback. I was actually really excited and really pumped for that match. So I'm hoping that we get something out of that. And now that we have the Extreme Rules match, maybe we'll see that too. I think this will be a chance for Roman Reigns to really finally stretch his legs as a heel. Yeah, they keep hinting that they might do it. We all want it. I think it's time for a heel champion again. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I'm hoping maybe we'll see some dirtiness. Maybe we'll see some dirty work on Roman's part. Maybe the Usos come out and get involved. I think we'll eventually see this be a 6-man brawl because that's how it always ends up, being a 6-man brawl. Roman Reigns, I believe, will retain because I said this after WrestleMania. If you really look back at the rise of Roman Reigns to the position he's in right now, if you look back at it, Roman was given the championship at, what was it, TLC? Yeah, TLC. And he lost it Survivor Series. And he lost it to Sheamus. Okay? So, he loses it to Sheamus. Sheamus becomes champion. He wins it the Monday night after TLC and holds it until Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. They tell Roman, for the first time ever, you're going to defend your championship. Essentially, we're making this the 92 Rumble, but instead of having a vacated championship, we have the champion in the Rumble. So for the first time in a while, pretty much ever, the champion is in the Rumble. Of course, Roman Reigns loses the Rumble to Triple H. Triple H becomes champion. Leads into WrestleMania. Roman wins his rematch, essentially, that he was pretty much owed anyway, at WrestleMania. And of course, we all know how that goes down. Roman leaves WrestleMania, the champion, being now his 3rd time champion. Roman was toyed with. This championship was dangled in his face for months. Months and months and months. Going back even before he won it. So, Roman is owed this championship. This guy went through hell. He went uphill both ways in the snow for months. He went through every obstacle you could ever imagine. Every stipulation you could ever imagine. Most opponents that you could ever imagine to get his championship at WrestleMania. Roman was told, I'm sure, by Vince, Triple H, Stephanie, whoever, look, man, we're gonna make your life hell for like 6 months. But I promise you, you will walk out of WrestleMania the champion, and we're not going to take it away from you. You will leave with the championship, and you're going to hold it. I promise. And Roman said, okay, that sounds good. So that's what we got. We watched him get it, we watched him lose it, watched him get it, watched him lose it, watched him get it, and now he's going to hold it. He's going to hold it for a while. Probably if I had to say the earliest, the absolute earliest, Roman Reigns will lose his championship, SummerSlam. That's the earliest. And that is if we get a lot of people back. Seth Rollins, maybe Randy Orton, maybe we've got Finn Balor up by then. We've got AJ Styles maybe gets a little, more, stability to him. Not that he doesn't now, but he, even becomes more over than he already is. And then we can talk about how we take this title off Roman. I think the earliest they can do that is SummerSlam. SummerSlam, Night of Champions, Hell in the Cell, Survivor Series. Somewhere between SummerSlam and Survivor Series will probably be when Roman finally loses his championship. So if you are anti-Roman Reigns and the sight of Roman Reigns wearing the belt, no matter what we're doing, no matter what story's going on, if that thought just makes you sick, you might want to stop watching for a while, because I don't think you're going to get any type of happiness for a little while. I think if anybody takes this thing off of him, it's going to be Seth Rollins. It's going to be the guy who got it taken away from him, who never lost it. And when Seth comes back, he's going to be mega over, like Daniel Bryan level over. He is going to be the star. He's going to be the dude. And you talk about Roman Reigns is not the good guy, the bad guy. He's the guy. Yeah, until Seth Rollins comes back. And then Seth Rollins will be the guy. And I think that's how you get Roman's title off of him, is you put them in a program together, and Seth maybe loses it the first time, loses the match somehow, second time wins it. I think Seth Rollins is the guy who takes the title off him, not AJ Styles. Now, am I hoping for a great match at Extreme Rules? Absolutely. Do I think they'll do a great match? Probably. Payback was excellent. You can talk all you want. Yeah, Roman won. We didn't see Finn Balor. Womp womp. Big letdown. But look at the match itself. Forget that Finn Balor exists and just enjoy it. Enjoy that match, not looking for Finn Balor or looking how we're going to debut the club, the real club, the Bullet Club, the Balor Club, whatever faction we're going to get here with shirts. It's put that aside and just enjoy the match. And I think you'll see that it was a great match at Payback. It wasn't the crap that we thought it was. Do I think lightning can strike twice? Yeah, I think it can. And now we've got the Extreme Rules possibility of it, in that things can happen. We've got chairs, we've got tables, we've got ladders, we've got kendo sticks. We've got all sorts of stuff that can happen. I think we'll see something very similar to the Phenomenal Forearm through the announce table. We're going to see some crazy spots here. We're going to see some stuff. So I expect this match to be great. Again, Roman retains. Get that through and just accept that Roman's going to walk out champion, and just enjoy the journey of how you get there. It's kind of like saying, hey, we're going to go to Disney World. And then your parents saying, oh, look, we can't afford Disney World. We're going to go to SeaWorld. And you're all let down because you're going close to Disney World, but you're not going to Disney World. You're going to SeaWorld. But you may not enjoy SeaWorld as much. You may hate SeaWorld, but you'll enjoy the journey. Enjoy the vacation. So that's what I say with this match. Enjoy the match, no matter the fact that Roman will most likely retain. Now, they could swerve and AJ wins. That is a possibility. AJ Styles is ready to be the champion. I don't think he will be, but he's ready. So if he does, you know what? Awesome. Fantastic. I love that. I don't think it'll happen. So I'm not expecting it to happen. If there's three things I'm not expecting from Extreme Rules, it's AJ Styles to walk out champion, Finn Balor to debut, and us get something better than the club. But that is your Extreme Rules preview. I think this show's going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be great. I think it'll be all right. It'll be a great placeholder leading up to Money in the Bank. Hopefully, maybe we can get some guys back healthy. Maybe Seth Rollins, maybe Neville. We can get some guys back healthy, and we'll have a great pay-per-view heading towards Money in the Bank. So we'll have to see what happens there. But that is Extreme Rules. Of course, this Sunday, Extreme Rules. And we have an NXT TakeOver coming up soon, so we'll be talking about that very soon. If you have not subscribed, you can find the show, The Ruffin Wrestling Show, on iTunes, on the Google Play Store, and also on YouTube. Subscribe on all those, so the show will always find you. You don't have to come looking for it. And hopefully I will be back very soon to talk more wrestling. We'll be back, of course, to talk about the fallout from Extreme Rules. We'll do that on Monday. But until then, see you guys next time.